Hi, everybody. I am Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me today. And what I wanted to go over is the 12 universal laws. So I've decided that I want to start with a community of women and have us just work together through finding our divine feminine energy, finding who we are deep down inside. So what I want to start off doing, and I took some notes, so I'm just reading my notes now, is I want to talk about the new 12 universal principles. So I know that we know a lot of the Kabbalion principles, but we've updated them a little bit in the spiritual world, and I want to bring you some of those to you. Now, so the first one is called the law of divine oneness. Now, I know that you're going to hear some of these before, but I'm just going to go over them again. So the law of divine oneness just says basically that everything is connected and that you are really never alone in your experiences. And what I think is so beautiful about the law of oneness is the fact that it literally connects us. The reason why you are watching this right now is because you resonate with me. And so together now we are one in this. Everything that we do together affects each other. So that's why it's really important to show gratitude and to also be aware of how we treat each other. So the law of oneness focuses on basically belonging, unity, community, just bringing everybody together. And we are all in here together, okay? The next one, law number 2, is the law of vibration. So this is a newer law that's come out that's, been pushed out a little bit more, but I want you to know that everything in your life carries a frequency. Because we are in a goddess mode, a goddess centric era, I also want you to know that your vibration is your frequency. So whatever that you believe emotionally, and that's why it's so important to check your emotions, because your emotions can ruin your life. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't control yourself. So we're going to be working on these laws. So if you struggle with anything, just let me know in the comments and I'm going to help you through it. So how you feel matters in the law of vibration, because that feeling is attached to the universal grid. What you feel sends out and emits a message. You ever been in conversation with someone and you can feel if they're telling the truth or not? That is the vibration that they're emitting, right? And you're picking up their vibration. So your intuition is a law of vibration. Anytime that you're intuitive of something, there's a vibrational frequency that's being emitted that you're picking up. So always go with your intuition because it comes from somewhere. Then there's a law of correspondence. So I like to say this, as within, so without. So your inside world will reflect the outside world. People can only give you what they have inside. If all that they have inside is anger, they're going to project anger. If all that they have inside is disappointment, they're going to project disappointment. And if all that they have inside is happiness, they're going to project happiness. So you have to really identify what is your vibrational frequency of what you want to emit and what is going on inside of you right now. And that is why healing work is so important. Inner work, childhood work is so important, because your patterns will repeat itself as a lesson until you decide that it's going to change. So I want you to work on trying to identify some things that are inside of you that you would like to change and write them down. Then the next law, number 4, the most popular one of them all, so I'm not gonna talk too much about this one, is the law of attraction. The law of attraction, though, where I think people get this wrong, is that a lot of people think that the law of attraction only gives you your desires. The law of attraction gives you whatever you're thinking about that you want to attract. So if you keep saying, I don't want this, I don't want this, I mean, the universe might be like, oh, well, you're saying these things. It might not read every single word. That's why you're not even say want. Want is not even supposed to be something that you say in your manifestations. And I'm guilty of that too. So if I'm doing it, you guys can check me. But as far as the law of attraction goes, you get whatever you are putting out. Whatever dormant energy is in there, that's what you're going to get. Okay? So it's really important to journal and be clear about what you're trying to attract, because that energy is there. A newer one that's I really like now, it's called the Law of Inspired Actions. So you move when things feel true to you, when you are inspired to do something. It is so important for us as human beings to be inspired by somebody else. So it's important for you to get up and do something because you are an inspiration walking. Okay, so once you take action in whatever direction that you want to go in, you're going to start seeing things manifest in your life. And as time goes on, I'm going to tell you guys some amazing things that I have manifested, things I would never believe could happen, and they've happened. So law of inspired action is definitely something you want to look into and work on internally. And don't force yourself either. It has to happen at the time that it's supposed to happen. The next law is law of law of transmutation of energy. So energy is always moving and transforming. So you need to be aware of your intentions and whether or not you're being stagnant, because nothing should stay stuck forever. Transmutation is really what this channel is really going to be about at the core of it. How do we elevate ourselves as women, as feminine beings, spiritually? And this is not just for biologically born women. This is for everybody. How do we elevate ourselves in such a way that spiritually we have risen? Then there's the law of cause and effect. Okay. I feel like people look at this law and think that it's karma, but it's really not. Even karma in itself, people think that karma is like only a negative thing. Karma is energy. It's energy coming back to you. So if you put out good energy, you're going to get good energy. You put out bad energy, you're going to get bad energy. But you also have to believe that it's bad energy. This is why people who are not good people, I've learned, don't have bad things happen to them, because a lot of times they don't even believe that what they're doing is wrong in the first place. So if they don't believe that what they're doing is wrong, there is no karmic debt to pay. Do you know? And then some people, their intuition tells them that it's wrong. They start feeling guilty about it being wrong. Then they have karmic debt to pay. But you are always working on balancing out the law of cause and effect. So it's not necessarily like, you know, I push you, you push me back type of thing. Like, I could push you and you could push somebody in front of you, and that person push somebody in front of you. But because you're the person who feels guilty, you're the one saying, I'm sorry to the person in front of me. So like that energy might not even come back to me if I don't feel like I've done something wrong. So it's really about your belief system and energetic and how you are connecting to the energy around you in the field, or in the field around you. Then there is the law of relativity. Everything exists in comparisons. Challenges often offer contrast that helps you recognize growth, resilience, and blessings you might overlook otherwise. So your perspective can bring you peace. So when you're in this state of mind, I want you to focus on gratitude and reframing negative thoughts. This is how you turn a blessing into a curse into a blessing. And you could also do it the other way around too. You could turn a person into a curse. So both of it can exist. The next law is the law of polarity. Everything exists in opposites. Now, not equal opposites, but everything can exist in an opposite, right? Like you have darkness and light, rest, action, softness, strength, and you're allowed to exist in those spaces as one. You're allowed to be complex. Two things can be true at once, basically, in your existence. And how do you integrate how do you integrate both of those polar opposite sides into you to give yourself happiness and abundance? Then there's the law of rhythm. So the law of rhythm, actually, this probably, for me, explains, this probably has more to do with karmic debt than anything. So life moves in natural cycles of expansion and contradiction. Rest is not failure, it is a part of creation. Flow always returns to you. Patience and grace is your energy vibe when you're in this law, when you're practicing this law of vibration. Then there's the law of gender. The law of gender basically says that male and female people exist, but they also exist on a spectrum, right? This is why we have, if you're talking about the spiritual world, why you might have somebody who is male presenting but has feminine traits, right? So, and they're probably attracting a partner who has more masculine traits, so that they can actually come back and like be whole together. I think I got one more law. Nope, I think that those are all the laws that I put down. I am going to make another video on the 12 laws. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first video, so I was a little nervous. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.